Australia's second largest internet services provider, iiNet, has posted a net profit of just over $33 million. While that's down slightly on last year, revenue has soared. The Perth-based company says it's due to the growth of new customers and contributions from its latest acquisitions, Netspace and AAPT's consumer division. Emily Stewart reports.
iiNet is often considered a quiet achiever and one to watch.
This company is performing very well. It's on a good growth trajectory and it's doing very nicely, thank you. It's getting on with the job instead of jumping up and down and screaming like some of its competitors are.
The company posted a full-year net profit of $33.4 million, down slightly on last year. But revenue has soared, up 50% on last year to almost $700 million. Chief Financial Officer David Buckingham says revenue was driven by two recent acquisitions.
We acquired Netspace in April of 2010, so we've had a full 12 months of that business in the results. And we bought another business called AAPT, or the consumer division of AAPT, in October last year as well. So we've had another 9 months of that customer base coming through our results.
Their customers, generally speaking, more valuable customers than even their major competitors like Telstra Optus.
Roger Montgomery from Montgomery Investment Management says a higher tax bracket has contributed to a lower profit result this year.
Because of a tax deduction that the company received in 2010, they paid a lower tax rate of about 11%. This year they've had to pay the full tax rate of 30%. And so that's impacted their net profit after tax. But if you adjust for that, the profit growth has been substantial, over 20%.
Despite the solid result, iiNet's largest shareholder, Amcom Telecommunications, will distribute its 31 million iiNet shares to its investors.
Some of those shareholders will go about selling them on the market anyway, which could push the price down, but some of them may look at this company and decide that the shares are cheap. That's certainly our view. It's also the view of the iiNet board, who are buying back shares at the moment.
The company says it's excited by the increased market opportunities the national broadband network will bring. But telecommunications analyst Kevin Morgan says the rollout is already behind schedule and iiNet will continue to utilise the copper network.
The rollout's not going to go on time, so they've got a considerable amount of money tied up in providing service over the Telstra copper, and that's a high-margin business. And what they're going to do is continue to move their customers from the Telstra wholesale product that they've been reselling onto their own network, and that will lift their margin substantially.
David Buckingham says for the next year, the company will concentrate on moving AAPT customers to the iiNet network and billing systems, but it will consider further acquisitions in the future.
Our balance sheet is nicely placed. We're comfortably geared at only 40% debt to equity. So we do have headroom to pursue more acquisitions as the opportunities come along.
Some of their customers, though, have landed them in court. iiNet has been caught up in a protracted legal battle over who was responsible for unauthorised file sharing of music and movies that occurred on its network. A number of Hollywood studios, represented by an Australian copyright group, took the company to court in 2008, alleging iiNet was partly to blame. iiNet has so far successfully defended the case at a cost of $7 million, but it's now gone all the way to the High Court, which should hear the matter in the next 12 months.